Hacks. There are a lot of different definitions of what a hack is, but in this context, they are little things that help you achieve a goal more quickly, easily, or effectively. Over my years of Parks on the Air activations, I've collected a lot of little things that help me towards POTA success. Today, I'm going to share with you 7 more of my favorite Parks on the Air activation hacks. Now, I didn't come up with all of these tips, and I'll try to give credit where credit is due, but please feel free to pick and choose your favorites, as all of these tips are collected to help make your activations more enjoyable while minimizing the issues that can lead to failure. So with that, here are 7 more of my favorite, in no particular order, Parks on the Air hacks. Connecting my DigiReg interface cable to the FT891 is a pain in the butt. The mini DIN connection on the back of the rig is small, and the tiny pins on the cable can easily bend. Don't ask me how I know. So I came up with an easy solution to always get the cable in the right direction every time. Sharpie oil-based paint markers will write on just about any surface and will leave behind marks that are highly resistant to wearing away. I use the marker pens to put little indicator marks on the tops of my cables, so I can orient them in the correct direction every time. This is also good for USB cables, so you get them in the right direction too. The paint markers are available online or at your favorite office supply store. Lately, I've been experimenting with many different kinds of antennas, and often will need something to wind the wires onto. Waiting for the 3D printer to churn out a winder isn't always an option, so the next best thing to do is to quickly cut something out of cardboard. While cardboard wire winders aren't very durable, they are quick and easy, and thanks to Amazon, everyone has cardboard boxes at their disposal. These winders are temporary, but will hold up better than you would expect. Plus, you can easily write on them to keep your various wires and antenna elements identified and organized. And while we're talking about cable and wire, these little things are a godsend in organizing my kit. Bongo ties are like rubber bands on steroids. Made out of natural rubber, these ties have a double trapezoid-shaped buckle at one end. They look like a drum, hence the bongo name. They're great for securing coax to a mast or wrapping around an antenna winder to keep it from spewing wire all over the place. With an infinite number of uses, I always keep a pack inside my antenna kit. I've mentioned this in a previous POTA Hacks video, but it's also one of the things that people always ask me about, and that is, what is that little extension cable on your transceiver? With the FT891, you need to remove the faceplate in order to attach or remove the microphone. This becomes an issue if you like to switch between the standard mic and a headset. Fortunately, the microphone uses a standard 8-pin modular connector. Using a 1-foot RJ45 network extension cable, you can attach the extension behind the faceplate and then switch between the microphone and the headset without partially disassembling the radio. Links to this extension are in the video description below. Now, if you like to activate parks with a second person, you'll quickly find that passing the microphone back and forth is a pain in the butt. Dan, KD9MSP, shared this solution with me, an RJ45 splitter. This splitter lets you connect 2 microphones to the transceiver. Each operator can have their own microphone without having to pass a common mic around. This method works well. The only caveat is that when the push to talk is pressed on one mic, both microphones will be live, so be aware of that. Safety first while you're out into the parks. It's hunting season in many of the wildlife areas during the months of October, November, and parts of December. While you're going to be pretty safe if you stick to the parking areas, some states will require you to wear blaze orange during hunting season. I carry this orange vest specifically for that reason. While I will probably stay out of the more remote wildlife areas during the Wisconsin gun deer season, I have been out during small game hunts and have interacted with hunters. You know, your safety is important. So if you're going to venture into the public hunting lands, know the rules and follow them. Yep. I wish I came up with this next idea because it is absolutely brilliant, but smarter minds beat me to it. Unfortunately, I don't know who was the first person that thought of it, but thank you for coming up with the idea of marrying a set of WAGO connectors to an Anderson power pole. This should be a piece of kit that is in everyone's go bag. This idea is so simple, but also utilitarian. If you take a set of power pole connectors, add a short piece of solid copper wire to them, you can then connect a set of WAGO inline lever nuts to the other side. Cover everything up with a bit of heat shrink, and now you have a quick power pole replacement connector. If the power pole connectors on your power cable breaks, and trust me, I've had this happen, this connector will come in handy for a field repair. There are plenty of videos online that show you how to do it. I'll put a link in the description down below. Finally, this is in the why didn't I think of it sooner department. Switching from phone to digital modes on your transceiver, especially the Yaesu FT891, that takes a little bit of effort. Putting the digital frequencies into your radio's memory slots, well, that makes it a piece of cake. The thing I don't like about switching to digital operation is that I have to change the mode and then spin the tuning dial until I get to the frequency near the bottom of the band. But if you put all of your FT8 digital channels into the radio's memories, now you only need to press the memory button on the top of the rig and turn the multifunction dial to the proper channel. Now the radio will be locked onto the right channel and be set in the data mode, ready for action. If you want to get back to phone operation, well, press the memory button to switch back to VFO mode. Easy as that. To set a memory, first tune to the frequency of choice, and then set the radio to the data mode. Next, press the VM button to display the memory channels. Rotate the multifunction knob to the desired channel number. Then press the VM button again to store the frequency and the other information into that memory channel. The thing that I like about Parks on the Air is that it breeds innovation through necessity. These tips are all field tested and ready for action. So what's your favorite? Do you have a tip or hack that makes your activation successful? Well, please leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it, and who knows, maybe it'll show up on my next POTA Hacks video. But that's it for this time. I'm Michael, KB9VBR. You have a great day, and 73.